Today, we're going to be talking about Triston McKenzie, who was just recently DFA'd by the Cleveland Guardians. We're going to be talking about if the Yankees should take a flyer on him. Christian, what do we have on Triston McKenzie?
Well, Triston McKenzie recently got DFA'd by the Guardians. And, if you look at his stats, you look at what he was doing to begin the year, even if you look at last year, I mean, it's not great. But you have to keep in mind, this guy was once a really, really highly talked about prospect. I think he was in the first round in terms of getting drafted. And even just look at what happened when he came up. I mean, in 8 games, a 3.24 ERA. So I mean, you kind of look at his career and you're like, oh well, what happened? Obviously, 2022 a really strong season, but it's just not fully been there. I was a little surprised though that the Guardians cut ties this quick.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as we know, the Guardians are very strong on pitching. That's how they've been able to go on these playoff runs last few years, just building their team up on defense and really good pitching. So I was surprised as well, but it looks like they just didn't have room for him. Like you said before, in 2022, Christian, he pitched to a 2.96 ERA. ERA was under 3, and he started 30 games for the Guardians. He was very, very solid. But really, like ever since 2023, he just hasn't been good. In 2024, 16 games, 3-5, 5.11 ERA. The year before that, in 2023, wasn't much better. So really, like 3 years removed from having a good season. And this year in 2025, he's just been abysmal. Has an ERA over 11. As we know, the Yankees are thin on pitching, right? They're working with their depth. They don't really have much depth after this. Clark Schmidt just came back. Clayton Beater's working his way back, but the Yankees should certainly be looking for depth, looking to add. And I'm looking here at Tristan McKenzie's baseball savant, and his underlying metrics are just atrocious. They are not good at all. So you might be asking, why should the Yankees even take a flyer on this guy? Well, he does have connections with Matt Blake. Matt Blake comes from the Cleveland Guardians organization. He did stuff with their minor league system, and he was a part of Triston McKenzie's development. We've seen what Matt Blake has been able to do since joining the Yankees. He's turned relievers' careers around. Luke Weaver, Ian Hamilton, the list goes on and on and on. Maybe he sees something in Triston McKenzie he can fix. It's kind of unique. It's kind of weird to look at it from like a fan perspective because you're like looking at the outside numbers. We don't ultimately know what other internal metrics the Yankees have if they should go out, something that tells them to go out and get McKenzie. Who knows? But if we're looking at his regular like underlying metrics, they're not good. But he could maybe help the Yankees out if he could turn it around. Like I said before, Matt Blake's been able to unlock things in a lot of different pitchers. It would be tough with their roster as they have now. Are you going to want to get rid of a guy like Carlos Carrasco? You could option Will Warren, but is Will Warren like, I think Will Warren's better than Triston McKenzie. So I think you would have to have numbers that like Triston McKenzie is going to be able to turn it around. You have to be confident in him because this guy's pitching like Marcus Stroman has this year. He hasn't been good at all. One thing that is also I'm not a huge fan of is just kind of his pitch mix. Like he throws a four seam, the curveball and slider, but he's not a high velo guy. The Yankees in their rotation, in their staff at all that are high fastball guys, high velo. They have Luis Heel who does that, but he's on the IL. If he threw hard like upper 90s fastball, I'd be way more intrigued to go out and go after him. But right now, Christian, I'm kind of unsure. I think it would all depend on like what sort of metrics the Yankees have.
Yeah, so I'm just looking now. I mean, I guess he dropped the changeup. Maybe that's something that they bring back. I mean, you go back to 2020, he's throwing that 10% of the time. And especially when, he's just rocking, as you can see, a four seam slider curve. Like, that's not necessarily that effective to hitters, especially as a starter. Because think about it, you have your four seam that's straight and fast, and then you just have two breaking pitches that are breaking the same way. So away from righties into lefties. I feel like I don't know what happened to the changeup, but he was throwing it in 2020 and then a little bit in 2021 and then kind of got rid of it. I wonder if bringing that back helps. Maybe it makes his fastball a little bit more effective because that then he can tunnel that with his fastball and then that plays and then it kind of all works together. I mean, a three-pitch mix for a starter, yeah, as you said, that is
Yeah,
not ideal. Especially, I mean, look, he's using his fastball 80% of the time. I mean, you're asking to get teed off. So
yeah,
I want the Yankees to go out and get this guy and just work on his pitch mix, work on his pitch usage. Maybe Matt Blake or can teach him a cutter or sinker and just see what happens. Because just, I mean, if you look at what he was doing in 2020, he clearly had the stuff at one point. So we know it's in there. I mean, it's really, he just has to unlock it. So I really think it would be interesting to see what would happen if you just mix up the pitch mix a little bit.
yeah, absolutely. And right now he's DFA'd, so the Yankees would have to go out trade for him. They could wait till he becomes a free agent, possibly, and then they could just go out and sign him. So who knows what will happen there with Triston McKenzie. One thing though is he's a really fun guy to root for. He's a great guy, great clubhouse guy. He grew up a huge Derek Jeter fan, big Jeter fan. He was born in Brooklyn, New York, so he has ties to the city there as well. Maybe the Yankees could even find a role for him in the bullpen. He has pitched out of the bullpen a little bit. Maybe the Yankees could do something over there, see if they could get him right in the bullpen. That would also make it easier to get rid of someone on the bullpen, on the roster. So who knows what will happen with Triston McKenzie, but he definitely has some ties, I think, like where you could say the Yankees could go out and sign him. Who knows what they'll do, but wishing and hoping for the best for him, and hopefully he turns it around. And if that's with the Yankees, that'd be fantastic because he really is a great guy, and it would be fun to see him succeed in pinstripes.